What is up? Tarot Queen is in the building. Hello, how are you? Sending love and prosperity to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. We will be going over this new moon in Taurus happening April the 22nd, 2020. All right, so let's get started. All right, come on in, take a seat, family. Get comfortable, grab your water and your pen and paper if that's what you want to do. Now, I will be doing a two-part video on this new moon in Taurus. Part one, we will be discussing the overall energy of the new moon using numerology and my general knowledge of astrology. I stress general because I don't know everything, but I just really wanted to put this new moon in Taurus into perspective for the family. It's extremely powerful. Okay, so part two will be the intuitive message for the collective utilizing tarot and oracle cards, and also we'll be making a few predictions, with everything that's going on in the world. And I will be posting a guided ritual for this new moon over on patreon.com/thetarotqueen. So if you don't know what you want to do for this new moon, or you just need a little guidance, head on over to join the Soul Tribe, where we grow spiritually on a daily basis. Now let's jump into this discussion. I have so much to talk about, and I hope I can get it all out, and I really hope that it resonates with who this message is intended to reach. Please remember, if this message doesn't resonate with you, it wasn't meant for you. It was meant for someone else. So take the meat and leave the bones. Okay, now this powerful, abundant new moon is happening April the 22nd at 3 degrees Taurus. Now, new moons represent the end of one cycle and the beginning of another 28-day cycle. Now, the sun is conjunct the moon, really giving that burst of energy and that initiative. So this is a good time for starting new projects, for making a fresh start, just letting go of old habits and beliefs, and just finding new and inventive ways to make that progress. Okay, this new moon in Taurus is conjunct Uranus, which means be prepared for unexpected change. These changes can be good and bad, but this new moon also squares Saturn, and hard Saturn aspects are the most challenging in astrology. We will see a rise in frustration, anger, violence, crime, not to mention this Uranus and Saturn square brings sudden change, and the square to Saturn makes them serious and unpleasant, okay? Uranus also makes you want to be free, to do your own thing when you want, where you want, but when it's squared to Saturn, it puts these restrictions which can make us impatient and frustrated. Now, let's break down this day using astrology to understand the energy that will be supporting us. So we have 04/22/2020, which equals 12. So the energy that is supporting us for the collective is 12. So keep that number in mind. 4 + 2 + 2 + 2 = 12. Okay, what I like to call to your attention is the number 4. When you write out the date, you get each individual section adds up to 4. 4 is extremely important because 4 represents the safety and security of home, okay? A solid foundation of values and belief. In fact, we have 444. And the angel message is that of to pay attention to your intuition and your inner wisdom and your connection with your angels. And the spiritual realm is very strong at this time, and they just want you to know that you have nothing to be afraid of. You're protected, period. 444 is also the twin flame number, which is just guiding us to stay on the right path, as well as overcoming some odds and just traveling towards the process of ascension with twin flames. Finally, moving the twin flames to a new dimension of consciousness, as well as elevating the whole humanity. Let's not forget to mention we are in the age of Aquarius. Now, 2020 is also the year number 4. So with this new moon, I'm definitely expecting a powerful shift. Now, remember, do your research. The age of Aquarius is when everything becomes unified. It is the new age where we break free of centuries of false doctrines, destructive, absurd ideas, education, medicine, and even love. So like I said, do your research, okay? All right, so moving on. I have so much that I want to put out there for you guys. Okay, so we talked about the energy of the number 4. So it's year 4, day 4, and it's popping for the new moon in Taurus. It also happens on a Wednesday, and Wednesday is tied to the planet of Mercury, the planet of communication and information. It rules our 3rd house, and our 3rd house is about mental intelligence, the journey. Mercury loves to take things apart and put them back together, okay? It is also associated with duality and rules Gemini and Virgo, which is associated with the Lover's card. Okay, this goes back to the twin flame ascension I've mentioned. So any magic for communication, divination, wisdom, business, don't forget I'll be posting a ritual over on Patreon. So I hope you guys are following me. You can take notes and to help put things into a better perspective for you. Okay, so remember, year 4 is all about realizing that we do not have free will because we have repressed it with a limited vision of our potential. 4 can make you feel like boxed in, feel like you don't have any control over your future. 4 represents the ability to focus your energy in a practical and productive way that brings, that success, completion of, what it is you're trying to accomplish. This energy is creative energy with a solid foundation. 4 is also the Cancer. Cancer is the 4th zodiac sign, okay? And the tarot card of the Emperor. This energy is about establishing firm foundations, okay? Assertive energy. He teaches us that feeling secure can only exist when you protect your boundaries, when you speak up for yourself, okay? When you let others know that they can't take control over your life. And opposite of the Emperor is the Empress. She's associated with the number 3. Now, we'll get back to this number 3 in a second. So back to the number 12. Remember, we added up the date, 4/22/2020, and it equals 12. 12 represents completion of something. It symbolizes the learning process of all levels, the determination, and the sacrifice needed to achieve wisdom on, both the intellectual and spiritual level. When thoughts are sacrificed for your feelings, your mind will be illuminated with the answers that you're seeking. 12 is associated with Pisces, another water sign. So the water signs could be really having this energy for this new moon. Okay, so this new moon is bringing in that energy of the Hangman, which is the 12th tarot card of the major arcana. Now here we visit the phrase sacrifice and surrender. The Hangman is here to remind us that sometimes you have to put everything on hold before you can take that next step. We are releasing the old mental models and behavior patterns that no longer serve us. These pauses, like the quarantine, can be voluntary or involuntary. The important thing is to welcome this time with open heart and surrender to what it is in different form, even if it's not what you were expecting. It's going to help you to get a new way of thinking. A lot of us are currently feeling restricted with all that's going on around the world, but you're being called to change your perspective and shift your energy. And you will see that shifting your energy from your everyday life was necessary so that you may flow more freely again. Finally, and last but not least, y'all, let's get into number 3. So let's put all this together. Let's put the pieces of the puzzle together, okay? So 12 reduced gives us 3. 1 plus 2 equals 3. The number 3 is about creativity, speech, receiving. The Empress, back to the Empress, this Libra energy, especially just coming out of the powerful full moon in Libra, which was setting the tone for this new moon energy, stepping in this age of the rise of the divine feminine. Okay, everyone has both masculine and feminine principles and potentials. The rise of the sacred female is the return to knowledge of humanity's connectedness with all beings and all life. It is recognizing Mother Earth as a living being, our sacred mother. Taurus is connected to Mother Earth. So I pose a question today. What kind of earth do you want? I mean, really think about that question, okay? The divine feminine seeks to heal the earth, to restore her. Beautiful, whole mother, a living and breathing organism. She is the source of our very life. We are living upon her, and she nourishes us, and she feeds us, and she has been raped of her minerals and mined of her golds and polluted and mistreated. Acres of concrete has been laid upon her pores so that she cannot breathe. Chemicals have been dumped into her waters and her flesh. Her atmosphere has been compromised. Her lungs have been damaged. This is our home. You will never ever see a bee polluting its hive because they know that their home sustains them. The entire colony of bees, they work to maintain the highest and best for themselves and for their queen. They're all working together for the highest good of all. This is what humans need to learn to do, to work together for the highest good of all. This is why the divine feminine is now returning to lead the way into wholeness for all. She's bringing us back to nature. Humans have peace, prosperity, spirit, and knowledge when they are connected to nature. So, Tarot Queen, what does this message have to do with me? What can I learn from this message? We need to understand something. The yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine are finally merging together, coming together in order to assist the planet and humanity's ascension. They are walking side by side with other ascended beings to raise the frequency of the planet. Woo! Now back to talking about the divine feminine and masculine. The Empress and the Emperor. The feminine energy is the creative energy. She creates with her intuition and her heart space. She is preparing the energy field and is setting a certain frequency. And then the masculine energy, the creator, can follow with his focus and commitment and manifest. And by understanding this universal law, we are positioning ourselves for greatness. This is the self-sacrifice that serves humanity. Now, the older cultures, back in ancient Kemet, they were equally connected, okay? They would have these, what do we call it? These initiations into higher knowledge. And it wasn't for everyone, and it was kept secret for, the priests and the priestesses and scholars and initiates. And these initiations were tests and trials to raise consciousness in both the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine in a harmonic balance in the purest form, to balance the left and the right brain functions, which opens to the sacred divine dimensions. All right, now, we talk about sacred divine dimensions. This involves history, law, rationality, waking reality, and science. And for the divine feminine, we talk about cycles of life, ritual, magic, altered states, art, divination. There is so much wisdom for us to recover from ancient cultures, okay? They knew how to harness the natural energies to raise consciousness and create peace. We can do this. We must first seek the truth, learn how to manage our own energy, and then work together to create a world where we are all working for the highest good of all. We do this by raising our consciousness. We can create alternative solutions to our long-standing problems, okay? We can alter every broken system that is currently in place and make it work for us and not against us. Slow down. Be very intentional about what you want. Taurus energy is coming in like, what do you value? What do you desire? What do you owe? What do you own? What is your self-worth? What is your value system? Checking points. What matters most to you in life? Okay? What is your home? Does it serve your future? This new moon is teaching us what no longer serves us, restructuring our value systems, even though we feel stuck and restricted and feel like we can't see the future. Spirit is saying, breathe. Connect with what is inside of you to rebirth liberation. Okay, so this has been part 1 of my 2-part new moon in Taurus video. I hope that you guys really truly receive this message, and I'm going to move on to part 2. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace.